Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just a little under the weather. My children were sick. Of course, they're always gonna get you sick. Once they're sick, they're getting over their little cold that they had. My daughter had an ear infection and an eye infection, and it was due to a viral cold that spread through her sinus passages. So she kind of gave everyone in the house the cold, and now my throat is a little scratchy and I'm a little behind on my homework assignments. So today I'm trying to finish a 4-page paper. I also have a 2-page paper due. I'm trying to plan my week. I have a hectic week at work, so I'm trying to plan ahead. I'm going to see if there's some stuff that I can do today so then I don't feel overwhelmed during the week, because I'm not sure like how I'm going to be feeling physically, and I just want to like lessen the burden. So I'm going to take a little bit of time today and put a little effort into my week. And at least this way I could know how much work I have to do. I can mentally prepare myself. I can see if there's a day that I may need to take off for rest and so on. So I'm about to get started on my homework. I have my iPad here so I can like do a to-do list, like right here. Like, I don't know if you can see it. Like, I have a weekly spread sheet for the week. So it's like a weekly planner. I got it from Canva. I just created it myself. You can buy the ones from Etsy. There's a lot of creators that have this content where they have great outlines and digital planners and things like that. But I just made one myself because what I do, I just use one page and I kind of delete it, and every week, because I don't really need to save it. I still have a physical planner that I'm using for 2022 because I haven't fully transitioned to digital planning, but I do intend to transfer to digital planning at the end of this year. So in December, I'll see if that's something I can actually keep up with, or if not, I'll just go back to regular paper planning. I do think digital planning is great as it comes to the environment, because you get to save the trees. And we do so many things on our phones anyway, so it only makes sense to just make that transition and keep up with technology and not fall behind. So I'm about to get started on my paper. I have to do the outline and do the research. So how I plan out my papers, I look at what the rubric is for the papers. Then I do the research and create bullet points for each requirement for the assignment. And then after I have done the research and I have the references and the citations, then I start free writing and I incorporate my notes that I took in my that I took for the rubric requirements, and then that's how I make sure that I'm hitting all of those benchmarks to ensure that I get a proper grade. So I'm about to get started on that. I'm going to show you what this assignment is about. This is for my executive leadership class. I am a doctoral scholar, so most of my classes are focused on leadership. I'm a macro social worker. What that means is there's 3 levels of social work. Most social workers that you probably interface with are considered micro social workers. So a micro social worker is, hold on a second, I'm watching Moana and she's like in the background singing. So a micro social worker is your clinical therapist. They do that one-on-one, and they work directly with the individual or the client. A meso social worker works like as a case manager or director in a community center and a community setting, interacting where they are assisting the clients with facilitating their needs within the community. A great example of this are the social workers in hospitals, because they're talking to the insurance companies, they're speaking with assisted living facilities, and they're also assisting the families and helping them with that transition. And then there's macro social workers who work in governments, who we influence policy, we influence change, we try to incorporate results. We try to achieve results that can be incorporated into people's lives that will make a difference on a grand social scale. That's just where I found my passion. I have experience doing group therapy and one-on-one therapy, but I do notice planning and social change is where my passion lies, as opposed to doing that one-on-one. I do believe like most of the issues faced by individuals within a community are as a result of this grand systematic discrimination. So if you address the systematic issues, most of the individual issues that people face will be eliminated. Hence, you're still providing a solution by eradicating the actual cause of the problem. So that's where my passion lies. So this is my assignment. It's to write a 4 to 5 page paper examining the innovative example that I chose for this week. And these are all the points that I have to hit to ensure that I am going to get a good grade. So I think the 3 options are: eliminate racism, create social responses to the changing environment, and harness technology for social good. Now, when they give you options like this, when I'm picking a subject, I try not to go for the impulse decision for the ones that you feel passionate about. I go for the ones that I could actually answer the question. So when I look at the requirements and it says that I have to identify an example of an innovation within one category you chose. So that means like an innovation is something that's is in existence, someone is currently doing to make a difference within one of these 3 topics. As far as eliminate racism, we know there's a lot of advocacy for that, but there really isn't specific things that are really effective because we know people are still suffering from disparaging treatment. Create social responses to changing the environment. I do know there's a lot of people online that are advocating like Greenpeace and things like that. And then we have harness technology for social good. I'm going to pick harness technology for social good because I know of a specific example. There was this gentleman that I believe that he was a former military man that I saw in the news, that he created this machine that converts air into water and that they sabotage his equipment. So that is fresh in my mind. So that is very innovative. So that is the topic that I'm going to choose because I know I could easily discuss that. I have sufficient information that I could cite news articles, written documents, and the media pieces that I can cite to be able to support most of these requirements.
Infantry, and that was one of the most challenging things that I've ever done in my life. And so when I'm down here working and I think I'm getting worn out, all I got to do is think back to those days and say, if you're not Ranger tired, not living up to the code. I'm at mission completion. I'm at implementation. I'm moving forward. That's it.
This is just some chicken legs that's being soaked in carnation milk with seasoning and onions, getting prepared to be fried. This is seasoned flour that I coat the chicken with. In the seasoned flour, this is 3 cups of flour. So in the seasoned flour, I put paprika, some adobo, some hot Mexican chili powder, not a lot, black pepper, cumin, and cornstarch. Cornstarch makes your chicken really crispy. When you have long nails, you will get food products underneath your nails, which is why it's important to have like one of these nail brushes or cuticle brushes. Like you can like sit there and it will really get all of the food particles from your nails and give you a good cleaning. So what I tend to do is I wash my hands before I start cooking, and I wash my hands in between different meals. So I just flour the chicken. So I'm gonna wash my hands and then clean up the area around my sink before I move on to the next step. You have to let the flour coating sit on the chicken for at least 30 minutes if you really want a good crispy and crunchy skin. I'm making a quick little potato salad with red skin potatoes. Judge your mama, not me. A simple rice recipe. 3 cups of water, 1 tablespoon, 2 packets, a little bit of olive oil. You can add some vegetables. I had some corn, Wash your rice. This is jasmine rice. This is 2 cups of rice. You add your seasonings to water and you taste it before you add the rice and the oil to make sure it's what you want. And I wash the plastic bag to help it steam. So life has created a teachable moment since I was busy trying to record and my oil was heating up. It got overheated. So the bottom 2, which is the first 2 that I initially put in, they were frying too fast where the outside would have been fried, but the inside would have been still red. So if you ever bit into red chicken, that's what happened. Your inside didn't have enough time to cook and the outside fried too fast because of the hot in oil. Fix that. When you add more chicken to the oil, it cools the temperature of the oil. So I inserted a big side and another drumstick to cool down the temperature of the oil, and I lowered the oil a notch. So you can now see that this piece is frying normally, and that's the right color it's supposed to be. Now the underside of those 2 other chickens that cooked too quickly on the outside is going to cook fine. But because this was completely submerged, because of the way the oil is, this part of the chicken will be fried properly, and the rest of the chicken is going to come out looking like this. So you can see like this is still frying. You can see it's the color it's supposed to be. But that's what happens when your oil is too hot and you put your chicken in. The exterior will cook faster than the interior, making the exterior this dark color. But I want to make sure that my chicken on the inside is cooked properly. So I'm just going to let it get fried. I don't mind my chicken. I like my chicken fried hard, so I'll have these 2. When you first put your rice in the water, you have to let it boil down a little bit to get the water out where it's just covering the top of the rice. Then you could put the plastic bag in and steam it on low for 20 minutes covered. And this is how it will come out. This was my simple little meal. It was something quick I made. And here I'm watching with my little schnooks, my little chunky chunks. We're watching Dory. We have Disney Plus, and she's addicted to all the Disney movies, so we've been watching the Disney movies. We went on a little road trip. I bought myself a cute little present to just celebrate life and celebrate myself. My birthday is next month. So I bought this bracelet for happy birthday to me. It's really cute. I'm trying to find a chain that matches. And as a treat, I'm at Starbucks. I wanted to try that new passion fruit juice. Well, it's not a juice, it's a refresher. Honestly, I did not care for it. And here I discovered that in the ciabatta sandwich that they have, it has pesto in it. And I'm allergic to nuts, so I ended up taking it home and giving it to my sons because I couldn't eat it. It would have made me throw it up. So that's the end of my vlog. I intended to have more for you guys. However, once I got sick, like all my plans got thrown out the window. So hopefully next week when I'm feeling better, I will take you out on more fun things to do. But anyway, thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Didn't even ask me